Hi everyone, it's Shay here from Uneven Balance. Hope you're well. Just wanted to get into the debate of the 4 and the 5 day test that's it's been come up a lot recently, and it's been discussed by a lot of people in the game at the moment. I just want to give my 2 cents. My personal opinion is that, there's no smoke without fire. So there must be a reason, obviously, why there's certain people, and quite a few people actually, who are pushing forward the case of the 4 day tests, and why the ICC are proposing it. I think there's a meeting later on in the year to discuss it coming into effect 2023. Now, as I said before, there's usually no smoke without fire. For me, there's quite strong reasoning why a 4 day test match is of great benefit to the game. The first thing is this. I know obviously England, India, Australia, those three are well supported in test matches. India probably a little bit less so, but Australia and England, we know, are very well supported in tests. There's definitely obviously quite a keen interest in that format of the game from a spectator point of view. But the reality is, it's not. The game doesn't surround. It doesn't end with those 3 countries. There is obviously many other countries playing the game as well, and cricket has a duty. ICC have a duty to protect those countries as well, because they obviously a huge part of the game that we all love. So, in South Africa, West Indies, New Zealand, Sri Lanka, these countries are suffering badly with their attendances. So, I can see why the 4 day test would be an attractive proposition to these teams. It is costly to stage, and we've seen now obviously with Ireland counting their test match against, I think it was Afghanistan. It's Bangladesh? Apologies, I couldn't forgot now. I think it's Afghanistan that they had a test match. I think it's Bangladesh. They had a test match scheduled, but they've cancelled it due to scheduling costs. So, it's a real shame that, we all want to see, great players coming from each test playing nation, it's called point. Because if we have just, the wealth of talent, in 3, 4, 5 countries, it's a bit boring. I want to see, diamonds in the rough. I want to see great players coming through from the small nations as well, because it makes for a more competitive series overall. I just want to see competitive cricket, whatever the format is. So I want to see. I don't want to see such a major disparity occurring every year in certain test series, where you kind of know, you see the 2 teams like, okay, well, that team's going to get smashed. You don't want to see that. You want to see an element of competitiveness in most test series. I know Ireland are coming into it now, but and they're new, but at the same time, at the Bangladesh, I know they took 20 years basically to get to where they are now. They're still not, though, a top 3 side, are they? So for me, I always thought with the T20s, the T20 format, and it's improving with so many upsets, but the shorter the game, the more even it becomes. So if you have obviously a 4 day test series occurring between what's perceived as be a smaller nation and a obviously more established, well-known team, well-known nation against each other, it should be obviously closer and make the whole thing more competitive. I think also as well now, us just generally in society, we want things faster, sooner, quicker happening. We want it now, here, fast. The way things are happening in this kind of technology age, we expect things to be here. This immediacy that we're kind of accustomed to know now. We want to say that we want it here and now. So I think 4 day test matches will provide more entertainment as well, because obviously I saw something about teams will be, more negative. I think it's complete opposite. I think the teams will be more aggressive because they're trying to force a result, right? I know we're only losing, I think, 58 overs. I think total across the 4 days will be 392 overs. But still, 4 days, I think just mentally, there'll be a kind of a surge in more attacking play during the course of a day to enforce the results, because no one wants to play for draws, do they? It's just boring, because that's the thing I would say. If it results in more draws, then you need to go back and look at the 5-day as an option. But I don't see the harm in trialing 4 days for, let's say, a year, 18 months, 2 years, and see how, obviously, over the course of that period, how the results pan out. If, obviously, we're getting more draws, then, forget about it, go back to 5 days. But cricket has to be somewhat chameleon-like and move with the times. It can't remain static for so long. I mean, we've seen that with, obviously, developments of T20 cricket over the last 15 years. Cricket has moved towards a shorter format, and even now we're seeing T10 matches. I mean, what's next, T5? Is that being played? Maybe it's been played already, but I have no doubt eventually that'll become a game as well. I'm not saying international level, but it could become a franchise level game, first class level basically, with first class cricketers playing in a T5, let's say, format. But that's how we're moving. It's quicker. So, I understand. I mean, I've mentioned here a few videos that I love Test cricket. I am all about preserving the integrity of the sport, but I think losing ultimately 58 overs in a match is not so detrimental, and I think it could be a good thing. And I don't see the harm in trying it out. If that's going to help the smaller countries, or just say the countries with dwindling Test attendances, if it's going to get them to come back into the grounds, then I'm all for it. I think there could be other incentives well provided for the public in certain countries to get them back in. But I think reducing to 4 days, also just from kind of what's the word for it? Just from a kind of a logistical point of view, people, let's say, for example, a Test series starts on a Thursday and finishes on a Monday. The reality is people can't really get Mondays off necessarily for Test cricket, or they won't take Mondays off, and that's why you see day 5 tickets half price, even free sometimes. So, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, Saturday and Sunday generally you've got the biggest attendances because it's the weekend. And imagine Sunday is the final day. And obviously people are off anyway, and you can have these great enthralling ends to a Test match. So I think, if you can start on a Thursday, finish on a Sunday, people are more inclined to, let's say, Friday off. Okay, you lose your attendances on the Thursday, but even that, towards the end of the week, people are a bit more flexible with their kind of working lives. So I think Thursday to Sunday fits a lot better than Thursday to Monday, or even Wednesday to Sunday. I think Thursday to Sunday for me has a good ring to it, and I think that could actually do quite well across the globe. So yeah, I mean, I think they need to look into it. I mean, like I said before about I don't want to see such a mass disparity from a monetary point of view, which is what we're seeing at the moment across these boards. And I'll cover the whole breakaway potential of the of England, India, and Australia in another video. But there is obviously a growing disparity between the wealth of each board, and if this is going to help to reduce that a little bit, then I'm all for that, because I want resources poured back into each country so they can develop their cricket at grassroots level to continue to produce competitive sides. So yeah, I'm all for that. I just say I've seen comments from likes of Kohli and Tim Payne, and they've been quite negative about it and not really in favour. Well, the reality is it doesn't affect you. That's probably why. It's not affecting you, is it? Why don't you tell a guy who plays for the West Indies or South Africa or New Zealand or Bangladesh or Sri Lanka and see what their opinions are? I mean, that being said, it's funny that Joe Root and Butler are both seemingly open to the idea. I mean, Butler's obviously, he's very much a really good white ball player, so probably the idea of him playing a reduced amount of cricket would encourage, as I said before, a more aggressive style of the game in play, which would be good. So another thing as well, we always hear consistently about there's too much cricket being played, too much cricket across the year. We've had obviously a lot of issues with mental health from players. That's occurring over the last kind of 10, 15 years now. People have come out a lot with that, which is a very serious issue to deal with. So there is too much cricket being played. That's why you're having more injuries, especially amongst fast bowlers. And, if you're playing, say, 10 tests a year, well, that's 10 days less a year of cricket. And also the nature of Test cricket, you could be bowling 20 overs in a day. So you're saving, 20 overs a day. It could be 200 overs a year at the highest level, like you're not bowling. So that's obviously something to consider, because if that preserves and helps fast bowlers recover better and be, more injury free, then I'm definitely up for that, because we don't want the next kind of set of fast bowlers to be getting injured and breaking down all the time, and a little bit less cricket here and there is a good thing. Obviously, it's up to each board to kind of manage their players, but I do think if by default they're playing this cricket per year through a shorter format of Test cricket, then I believe it's only a good thing, because like I said, I don't want to see the next crop of fast bowlers, breaking down because too much cricket. Because ultimately they are going to be attracted by the franchise cricket as well. I mean, ultimately it's a very short career. They're here to make money. They're going to be attracted to that as well. You can't just expect to play for the international team if they're a multi-format player. You can't expect that to be so loyal. There's so much benefits from some of these T20 leagues, CPL, obviously, hopefully, Fatality Blast, hopefully another 100, obviously IPL, the biggest one. So, like I said, fast bowlers are not going to reject that, and if it means they break down for the country, then that is unfortunately a byproduct of playing too much cricket. So, if we can help that in some way, again, it's a great thing. So, that's my thoughts, guys, on it. Yeah, I mean, listen, obviously, it's a hot topic right now. I'm interested to see what happens at the next meeting, or that meeting's going to occur, I think, later down the line this year from the ICC. I hope personally, my personal opinion is I hope they do go ahead and sanction a 4-day test across the board from 2023 and just see how it goes. Like I said, as we've seen with cricket time and time again, they can move things back and forth. So if it doesn't work out, okay, no problem. They should give obviously a reasonable amount of time to trial. Doesn't work out, go back to 5 days. So yeah, anyway, that's it, guys. It's my thoughts on it. Please, if you like the content, do like and share the video. As I always say, please do comment as well. Very important that you comment on the video. It's great to get this some debates going. And of course, subscribe. And I will catch you all on the next one. Cheers.